Man, that water looks cold. Hi, I'm Chandrage, welcome to Cinemaria. This channel is all about South Korean movies, and today's flick is director Na Hong-Jin's 2010 thriller The Yellow Sea, or Hwanghae. Na Hong-Jin also directed The Chaser and The Wailing. Both of these movies are absolute masterpieces, and The Yellow Sea is definitely his weakest movie, but that doesn't mean it's bad. Not by any chance. The movie stars Ha Jung-woo, Kim Yooon-seok, and Cho Sun-ah. Ha Jung-woo's character is a Choson-chok. And as far as I understand, a Choson-chok is a Korean person who lives in China. Some of them are refugees from North Korea, some of them are born there, and as the film depicts, their lives are not really easy. And I hope that it's not that true as this movie depicts it, because it's horrible. So Ha Jung-woo's character is a Choson-chok, and he lives in China. He has lost his job, he has no money because he gave his money to his wife to work in South Korea, and his wife didn't get his money back. So debt collectors are on him all the time, and he is really having a hard time with his life. So one day he meets up with Kim Yoon-seok's character, who offers him a job. He has to go to South Korea to kill someone in order for him to get his money back. He hesitates, of course, but he doesn't really have a choice, so he decides to take on the job. But just when he finally decides to do his job, some unexpected things happen, and he basically finds himself in a massive pile of shit. What happens after that? You have to see it for yourself. Actually, I'm having kind of a hard time talking about this movie because the movie's strengths are basically its weaknesses also. What I mean by that? This movie is 2 hours and 20 minutes long, and it has such a bleak atmosphere all throughout its runtime without ever loosening its grip. It's kind of a hard watch because of that. Now, I myself love movies with a bleak atmosphere, but it might turn some people off. The movie has a feeling of desperation all throughout its runtime, and there's some kind of a weird, distance. In a way, it's really hard to describe. This movie is kinda distant, which makes it pretty hard to connect with the characters, especially the main character. Although he's very, very well set up and he's very well fleshed out, in a way, he's still kinda distant. He doesn't talk much, that doesn't help either. So hopefully you can see now why I'm so conflicted about this movie, because I definitely enjoyed it, but there were some things that didn't really help me being engaged or being totally immersed in the movie. That being said, there's a lot to appreciate here. All the acting is absolutely superb all throughout the movie. There's some bloody, brutal fight scenes, which I love. I love a good fight scene. I don't mind, blood dripping all over the walls. Now, this might also turn you on, but also it might turn you off if you're not into violence in movies. What I also liked about this movie is how the main character finds himself in a quite impossible situation. And as the movie progresses, we get to see that basically he's just a speck of dust in a huge fucking sandstorm. So this movie is about its main character, but it's also about something bigger. And that something bigger is something criminal. Which is great. Kim Yoon-seok plays a total badass, for example, which he usually does, but here he is just unstoppable. The fight scenes in which he is involved in are definite highlights of this movie because it's so much fun to watch. He's also a great actor, if you've seen The Chaser, you know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna have to talk about The Chaser one day because that's an awesome movie. And of course, Ha Jung-woo gives a great performance as well, but as the movie progressed, I kind of felt that his character became less and less interesting for me because he doesn't really say much. And as the movie progresses and as the events are unfolding, we can see that he is not really important. And I myself kind of felt not caring about him by the end, really. Which is sad, because he's giving everything he's got. So yes, I'm definitely conflicted about this movie. I thoroughly enjoyed it, but looking back on it, there's nothing really that just stays with me, But I've seen this movie twice now, and I can see myself watching this movie again in the future. Not in the near future, but in the future sometime. Anything else I would say would be a spoiler, and I don't want to spoil this movie, so let's just wrap it up right here. I'm gonna give this one 80%, because this is definitely a quality film. It's a very, very well shot film, although it doesn't look as great as The Wailing, for example. If you've seen The Wailing, that's a visual feast. This movie is a different kind of movie. The visuals also reflect the kind of bleak atmosphere that I was talking about. So if you like thrillers with a bleak atmosphere, with a sense of desperation, I definitely recommend this movie for you. If you don't like that, and if you don't like violence in movies, I would suggest you avoid this movie. Other than that, thank you guys for watching. See you next time. Bye!